What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more ABBA. And we're up to the penultimate tune on the Live at Wembley Arena release. Thank you again to Michaela for this excellent double disc CD copy. And the second to last track is Dancing Queen. I think it's one of their iconic songs. I say that in part because I think it is a very compelling and entertaining song, but secondarily because before I began this ABBA deep dive with all of you a few years ago, it's one of only maybe 2 or 3 tracks of theirs I was familiar with, and probably the one I knew the best. And of course, I'm keen to hear how they perform it and how it may vary or stay true to the studio version. But yeah, I think it's a really fun tune. I'm looking forward to not only hearing this, but when we come back next time, it'll be Waterloo, and that will complete the release. So let's give it a listen. This is Dancing Queen, as performed by ABBA at Wembley Arena on the Live at Wembley Arena double disc release.
See that girl, watch that scene.
So we want more. Let's play one more maybe.
Do you want to hear an oldie? Do you want to hear that oldie? Which one?
I won't make you wait. We'll listen to it. You could tell it was the last regular song of the concert, and then it builds and builds, and then the moment it flourishes, it's like, they've come back on stage. ABBA has not left the building. But yeah, let's go ahead and listen to it. I will say, Dancing Queen, it sounded great. I mean, you could tell there's a couple moments where the acoustics or the consistency of level of a vocal, it sort of drops off a little bit, meaning, again, it's not as perfectly mastered and polished as a studio recording is, and especially maybe with ABBA when they're production skill and so on, but it's still a very compelling version, and it captures the feeling of the regular album track. So yeah, I thought it was a very fun performance, and I was thinking, there's no fade outs in a live concert, so the way you end a song that maybe on an album you would fade out is always interesting to me. But yeah, let's listen to Waterloo and we'll finish it off.
Oh yeah, and I have lived my best.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good choice of two songs to finish the concert, definitely, because they both have an energy and a light, fun quality to them. And it does sound like they were having fun there. And I get it, like the end of a long concert, it might not be easy to have the energy that you would at the beginning of a concert or, the beginning of a tour. So it's a testament to their energy and commitment that they still sound like they're having that good of a time at the end of a long concert. And also, shout out to the crowd there. I mean, they weren't going absolutely bananas at the end there, but we don't know like if that's actually the crowd started petering out right after that. I imagine not. I imagine there was, a greater ovation even if ABBA didn't come back on stage again. But they definitely were, letting their enthusiasm be heard at the end of Dancing Queen and, got their encore. So, yeah, very cool. Absolutely loved hearing this, I think, very celebrated live release. Even if, I remember a couple people saying along the way that, like, this particular concert maybe wasn't them at their live best. I get that. But ultimately, I thought it was really cool to hear their songs that I had gone through in album form in this live context and just get a sense for what they're like on stage. So really, really cool. I do still have the ABBA movie. Thank you to Darren. I will be watching that. I'm overdue on it by a long time, of course, but I have not given up, and I will be watching that relatively soon, as well as a couple other things that have been waiting for quite a while. So I do appreciate the patience. But yeah, the ABBA journey is not completely done. As I said, I will be doing a watch along of the ABBA movie. It's going to be over on my Patreon, mind you, because doing watch alongs here on YouTube, sometimes they just get blocked. Other times I've had some issues with like third-party channels trying to like get my content blocked and maybe cause even worse problems for my channel. So I just do everything that's even an issue over on my Patreon. So yeah, when I do post video watch-alongs on Patreon, usually for the first 10 days, they're full member only, but then after 10 days, they become fully public and free members can watch as well. So anyway, thank you again to Michaela for this double CD. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to all the ABBA fans who've been here and those who are still here, even though the pace of ABBA reactions has slowed. But to be fair, I have been going through Solo Agneta, Solo Frida, and Benny and Bjorn's Chess album. So, and there's much more Benny and Bjorn to come. Thank you again to Robert. So, yes, these journeys are not completely over. Let me know what you think of the final two songs here, and I will see you next time. Peace.